The average human sleeps for around 7 hours a night. You might be wondering what our brain does for such a long time. Imagine your brain like a school. In the daytime, it is packed with students rushing through the hallways and activities taking place everywhere. At nighttime, the school doesn't just completely shut down, but there are janitors that clean up and maybe security guards at night. While these nighttime jobs are taking place in the brain, there are 4 different stages or shifts our brain goes through. During each of these 4 stages, our brain sends different electrical signals called brain waves. You can think of these waves as a piece of music, with lots of different notes, or neurons, playing or sending signals at once. They come together to make a song, aka a brainwave. During the first stage, N1, your brain shifts from relaxed alpha waves, which are the waves that are active when you're awake, to slower theta waves. This transition allows you to drift off to sleep, but you can be woken up very easily. During the next stage, N2, theta waves are the main waves. They are accompanied by fast bursts called sleep spindles and K complexes. Sleep spindles are quick bursts of brain activity that last for around 3 seconds, while K complexes are also quick bursts that last for around 0.5 seconds. These quick bursts are both important for memory consolidation and keeping you asleep. During the third stage, N3, delta waves are the most prominent waves. This stage of sleep is the deepest relaxation stage and is very important for restoration. Your body repairs your muscles, tissues, and even your immune system. During this stage, it is super hard to wake someone up and sleepwalking or sleep talking take place. Finally, during the 4th and last stage, REM sleep, beta and theta waves are the main waves. These waves are very fast and desynchronized or random. During this stage, your body is almost fully paralyzed and will not be moving at all.
A super cool fact about the brain being active during REM is that the brain is acting as if you are awake, which is why some of your dreams feel like real life. During sleep, you will cycle through the stages of non-REM and REM roughly 4 to 5 times, each time spending less and less time in non-REM sleep and more time in REM sleep.
One full cycle between the 4 takes around an hour to an hour and a half, so next time you go to sleep, remember your brain is not fully shutting off, but really just being active in a different way. The school is not fully closed, but just having nighttime shifts.
So, how does your brain shut off without shutting off? New research has been shown that the brain is partially active when you're sleeping. The TRNN is part of your brain that stays awake while you are sleeping. When we sleep, our brain has slow brain waves, and these brain waves make it so our brain isn't talking while we sleep. The front part of our TRNN is what makes us have a long, restful sleep, and it's also what helps you stay asleep. The back part of your TRNN is what helps you take a short cat nap, and is also responsible for waking you up and helping you fall asleep. Your TRNN is what regulates the type of sleep you get, but what part of your brain makes you sleepy? It's the hypothalamus. The front part of your hypothalamus is what keeps you awake and ready to go, while the back part of your hypothalamus is what makes you drowsy and doze off. This is because that is where most of your sleep neurons are located. So if you were to injure the back part of your hypothalamus, there is a high likelihood that you will have a hard time sleeping, no matter how tired you are. If the neurons are hurt, they can't do their job and make you sleepy. There are many times where I wake up at night way too hot. I can't sleep, I toss and turn until I cool down, and right away when I cool down, I fall asleep. Quality of sleep does improve when you sleep in colder environments, and that is because the neurons in your hypothalamus are heat sensitive, so when they are too hot, they can't help you sleep.
Have you ever noticed how you start to feel sleepy at night, even if you're not doing anything boring? That feeling actually comes from your brain. There's a small part of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SEN, and it acts like your body's internal clock. It uses light to figure out what time of day it is, so when it gets dark outside, the SEN signals that it's time to start getting ready for sleep. It sends the signal to another part of your brain called the pineal gland. The pineal gland then releases a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin doesn't just knock you out instantly, instead, it helps your body slowly wind down. Your body temperature drops a little, your heart rate slows, and your brain starts shifting into a sleep state. This is part of your circadian rhythm, which is your body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
Now that we understand how melatonin helps start the sleep process, the next question is, how effective is it as a supplement? Research shows that melatonin can be effective, but it just depends on the situation. It tends to work best for short-term sleep issues such as jet lag, adjusting to a new sleep schedule, or for people who are night owls trying to fall asleep earlier for work or school. However, for people with general insomnia, melatonin is not always as powerful as people think, and it doesn't work for everyone. Taking melatonin at the wrong time can actually confuse your body's internal clock instead of helping it. It's usually the most effective if taken about 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. There are also some potential downsides since melatonin is a hormone. Taking too much can cause side effects like grogginess, headaches, or vivid dreams. If sleep problems continue after using melatonin, it's a good idea to stop taking it and talk to a healthcare provider. So overall, melatonin can be helpful for adjusting your sleep schedule, especially in the short term, but it's not a cure-all for sleep problems. The best way to improve sleep is still by building healthy habits, having a consistent bedtime, limiting screen time before bed, and getting enough natural light during the day.
Sleep plays an incredibly important role in both our overall physical health and our brain function. As you sleep, both your brain and body go through an abundance of changes that help us rest and reset and stay healthy. In terms of your physical health, during non-REM sleep, you will experience a decrease in muscle tone, heart and breathing rates, blood pressure, and metabolic rate. On the contrary, during REM sleep, you will experience an increase in muscle tone, heart and breathing rates, blood pressure, and metabolism. In terms of brain function, sleep helps process information that you learned throughout the day, consolidates memories, and removes toxins that you have built up in your brain while you are awake. It also simply helps the neurons in your brain communicate with each other.
So why do we dream? Scientists don't have one clear answer, but there are a couple main ideas. One is that dreaming helps with memory. While you sleep, your brain is organizing and storing information from the day. So things you learned or experienced might get replayed in your dreams, which can help you remember them later. Another idea is that dreams help with emotions. The amygdala is really active during dreaming, which suggests your brain might be working through feelings or experiences while you sleep. This could explain why dreams sometimes feel really emotional or random. Your brain is basically trying to make sense of everything that happened during the day.
Why do some people dream more than others? Some people say that they have crazy, vivid dreams every night, while others can never recall their dreams at all. Why is that? Well, scientists aren't completely sure. Studies show that most people dream every night, so it's less about having or not having dreams and more about being able to remember them. Unfortunately, understanding our ability to remember dreams isn't that simple. Lots of factors like gender, age, and imagination may impact this ability, with women and younger people having better dream recall. There are a lot of theories as to why those of us who are more imaginative remember more dreams. One is that people who have active imaginations are often better able to bring the mental picture of the dream to the front of their mind, making it easier for them to remember. Additionally, daydreamers pay more attention to what's going on in their head, which might make it easy for them to remember their dreams. This theory makes sense because a network in our brain called the default mode network, including parts of the brain like the medial prefrontal cortex and posterior cingulate cortex, are active during both daydreaming and dreaming at night. So, if you want to remember your dreams better, try practicing during the day. Just don't do it during class.